I can do voices.
Glenn, so nice to see you again.
Nice to see you. How you doing?
I'm good. I'm good. I've been watching the show and I've been learning more about American football than I have my 15 years living in the US. So I have to thank you for that.
Oh, well, I'm honored. Thanks for being a new football fan. We're happy to have you.
I mean, I'm ready for the next Super Bowl. But one thing I wanted to ask you is, doing a sports show, it can be like very much on the human side, but also people like I can't help but cheer for the game itself. So I wanted to know a little bit from you being on that side of having to tell a story that at the same time will engage people with the sport. What made you choose to do this?
Well, that's the delicate balance, because you're exactly right. Like, what you don't want to do is you don't want to alienate an audience. It's really hard to tell sports stories, and when you're on the ground writing it, and it's really tough, because what you want to do is you want to honor the fans. You want to make it legitimate. You can't take shortcuts in terms of putting that sport on the screen, and you don't want to dumb it down too much, but you also need to have the entry point of bringing new people into it. And so really what we always talked about, in the writer's room, was really making sure that it was really more about the human side of sports, really making sure that all the other stuff checks out, but we're not trying to make, a technical sports story. It's really about the lie at the center of this story and how other people interact with it. But it's this underdog story at the center of the story that is, and then you have all the sports stuff around it that you make sure it feels engaging and human. So it's really a human story at the center of it, with a backdrop of all this sports stuff. But I just love sports stories, because I just find that sports are so. I just love what sports do to people. I love the energy that it brings. I love how much people care. I love getting to talk about it. It helps you make new friends. It's all the great things,
Now, one of the things you mentioned in one of the many talks that I watched you talk about Chad Powers is the fact that he's a product of very bad improv. So I wanted to know from you, being an actor, I mean, you've probably done a lot of bad improv exercises, but what was the most absurd thing that has ever come to you in an improv play?
Oh my God. Well, my first audition ever was for a reality show. It was sort of like a kids Survivor called Moolah Beach, like Money Beach. And basically they asked me. They said, "Do you have any special talents?" And I froze, and then I just said, "I can do voices." And that's where it ended. And everybody was silent. Nothing happened beyond that, and I just sort of walked out with my tail between my legs. So that's probably the worst improv I've ever done. That's probably, but that's what's fun about Russ Holiday and Chad Powers, is that Russ Holiday is known for being a great improviser on the field, right? You watch the way he plays. Whenever the play breaks down, you see the way he scrambles, the way he can make a play out of nothing. We show that in the opening scene. This is a guy who works well on the fly. And he feels like that sort of skill set will carry over into a new identity. And he's sort of met with the reality that this is going to be really hard. So that's where Frankie Rodriguez's character, Danny, comes in. His sort of Rex Harrison in My Fair Lady. He kind of becomes a Henry Higgins, and kind of the two of them are sort of married on this journey together to make sure and insulate this new identity.
I love that metaphor to explain, and that's just how, coming from a musical theater fan, that's just how I saw it.
Okay, good.
Thank you so much. Congratulations again on the show. It's been really fun to watch.
Thank you so much. Good to see you.
Good to see you.
Son, it's time to face it. Your football career is over. It's time for you to move on.
There's just one problem, Dad. I'm not done with football.
South Georgia's having open tryouts. I'm gonna do a Mrs. Doubtfire, but with football.
Who the is that guy?
He's like extremely ugly.
Russ was an asshole. Chad doesn't have to be.